Welcome to another edition of ERelearnsArt, a YouTube channel about myself, an amateur, rediscovering a love of making art. In this episode, I'm attempting to see if my practice with digital painting will transition to a traditional acrylic painting style on a physical canvas. This is going to be almost the entire painting process. I lost a few videos due to low memory on my phone. Everything in this video is easily purchased either through Michaels or Angelus paints. Or, if you're like me and lucky enough to have an artistic wife who shares, you can also obtain your paint that way. However, as I learned, it's good to shake your paints, and you'll see me do it throughout the video. Otherwise, it ends up looking like the brown here. Not a great texture and color combination. Most skin tones have more than one color, and depending on that skin color, highlights and shadows can be different. For example, on a white person, shadows tend to be more blue, whereas on a black person, there tends to be more purple tones in the shadows. You also want to mix your paint with white so that it is more opaque. This will save you application time. Just like in digital painting, I tried to find a mid-tone to base everything on. With the aforementioned chunky brown paint, this proved more difficult than I would have liked. It's also good to make sure you have enough time to sit and finish a section if possible, as you don't have to color match the next day, which can be challenging at times. I kid you not, I was looking for Ctrl-Z or a double tap undo throughout the first few hours of painting this. As you'll see later, I do make some mistakes by overextending the brow of this character. If you make mistakes like that, it's good to use a lighter color to cover it up. Originally, I was planning on doing this as a Viking priestess and had some plans like the Torque necklace here or the runes on the forehead, which is why I'm not hitting those with the midtone. I still plan on painting something like that, but this image was calling for something different. I went back in and tried to even out the color in her face. The more definition and shadow you put under the cheekbones, the older she looks. Another thing I learned is that the right tools really make a difference. I switched to some of Angelus's paintbrushes, and the higher quality really helped to paint in a more controlled way. I'm just attempting to add shadows to this face where I can. I should also point out that painting traditionally takes more planning than digital, as I wanted to make sure that I painted areas in a certain order. That is, I knew I needed to paint her skin, then hair, the background, and then her cloak to save myself time in case anything overlapped. If that's not clear yet, hopefully it will be as the painting goes on. I went with this fire red hair to contrast the colors I knew I was using. Painting hair digitally and traditionally is still something I need to work on. Attempting to maintain her braid was difficult. I had a decent sketch to start thanks to watching a video on how to avoid same face syndrome by Lucas Painador. However, the lines get covered up by the paint, and you do have to maintain the image in your mind or on your phone. This toothpick trick for more fine lines is something I picked up while watching Dylan DeJesus, who has, in my opinion, the best channel on painting footwear. And yes, I will be doing a video painting footwear in the future as well. One of the other things I missed from digital painting was the ease of a blending tool. It's ironic because that tool is emulating traditional blending techniques. I used a brush with as little mid-tone color as I could, and gave a light coat over everything to make it look more cohesive. I was thinking I was going to go with a misty dark background, and actually not mixing the black paint with a bit of white had that effect, albeit unintentional at first, and accidental. I attempted to maintain the general shape of the hood, but since I knew the hood was in the foreground and was going to be a lighter color, I could easily cover up any mistakes. Unfortunately, this is one of the places where I lost some footage. I'm using a combination of Angelus Paint's Lilac color and Liquitex White for the base color of the hood. One of my happy accidents here was finding that if I used this number 10 flat brush from Angelus, I could actually get some nice looking folds in the fabric of the hood. Just some final touches on the hood. I do wish I had blended the shadows a little more. I shouldn't have saved the eyes for last, but I think it's just habit for me at this point. I originally wanted a dark purple color, but unfortunately I couldn't get the paint to mix, so I ended up going with this blue that has a little gray mixed in. Other than that, painting eyes is a very similar process to digital painting. Shadow at the top of the iris, a couple of light highlights from the light source. It's very standard, even though I wish the eyes weren't so big here. If you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, and subscribe. See you in the next one.